Welcome everyone. How are you guys? I see some firsts. It's great to see you. So I am going to be trying out the Maimeriblu Watercolor today. Pretty excited about it because this is one I have not painted with. The only thing I did so far was just pour these nifty little pans, and I put the magnet on the back of them so that I can put them in a tin. And that's it. That's all I've done so far. So this should be fun because Maimeriblu, I've heard of so many great things about this set. It's literally, let me turn the music off here. And by the way, that was a new song that just came out by one of the artists on my show on AVA Live Radio. Pretty excited because he's got such a lovely voice, and I just found out about him today, actually. So that was him playing live on the broadcast at avaliveradio.com just now. Pretty cool, huh? All right, so these colors, this is the introductory set from Maimeriblu, and it's a watercolor company out of Italy. Supposedly, from what I hear, they are extraordinary. They are a very, very cool watercolor company. People tell me that they are pricey. For this set here, I didn't think it was very pricey. It was $46. So I find that for these size tubes, that is like, pretty good. I mean, I pay $10 for a tube from White Nights. You know what I mean? So I don't think that that was really pricey for this watercolor. It's a professional grade watercolor. They are single pigment colors, meaning that there's only one pigment in each. So they're not a mix. And we have a really interesting range that, if left to my own devices, I always pick boring ranges. But these, I love buying the sets because it always pushes me to paint something unique and get more moody, which I have an idea in mind today to paint for you. So I'm going to go over these really quick, and then we're going to paint, and we'll put on some nice music from some indie artists. $46. No, that's actually 46 US dollars, not Canadian. Pretty cool, huh? I think it actually, you know what? On the Canadian website, let me go over to the Canadian website and check, because I think that, let's see, Amazon Canada, because I actually ordered these in Canada. And this is something that happens a lot. I don't really get charged that much extra for ordering them from Canada. It's kind of bizarre. You would think I would, no, $46 Canadian. That's pretty cool, right? Not bad at all. So, I wonder if I'm pulling up Amazon.com and it's showing me $46 in US dollars as well. And that's happened before where I haven't really paid any different price. You know what I mean? Whether I'm on the Canadian version of Amazon or on the US version of Amazon. But either way, like I said, per tube, I think this is great. They're 12 ml tubes as compared to like these ones by White Night, which I paid $10 per tube, and these are 10 ml tubes. So smaller, right? And you would think White Night is supposed to be very, very economical. So you really have to look and see what you're actually paying. And then keep in mind that you get quite a lot of watercolor. So these are full pans that I have poured from this watercolor, and I haven't even really used the tube at all. So we're going to get, I don't know, maybe one of you can calculate how many pans I'm going to get out of a 12 ml tube if I'm doing full pans, and then if I'm doing half pans. I think it's like 7.5 half pans or something like that. But either way, if you buy a half pan by yourself, just if the company, I don't think they sell half pans, but if they did, I think that it would be around $10, $12 for just a pan of paint. So here we are, we've got a whole tube. So let's set these aside. We'll put them over here in this little nifty box because I haven't made space in my little spot for them yet. And I'm just going to double check with you guys so you can hear me really well. Not too well, but really well. And I've got my paints in my mixing area here, so you should be able to see that. Good. Let's put the colors a little smaller so you can see what they are, and we'll flip them over so that they're in the same order that you're seeing them up on the screen. How's that for you? Don't forget, guys, that I actually do teach watercolor as well. So on JacquelineJacks.com, you can take lessons from me. I have a really wonderful floral class, watercolor florals for beginners. I have a granulating class for granulating watercolor lovers. I have a spontaneous watercolor class, which would be more like the one that I'm painting today. Is going to be like that. So let's get started, shall we? First, while I'm swatching, I won't put the music on because I want you to, here, I need a different pen. Oh, now see, that's why I need a cup to put my pens in, because I have them up here and I'm grabbing them constantly. Okay, so this is Maimeriblu. You know, it's got such a cute name too, right? Every time I heard somebody say it, I would be like, oh, that's cute. Like Maimeriblu. No, mine. Not yours, mine. 6.2 ml full pans. 6.2? What's 6.2 ml full pans? So you get about 6 of them? Wow, that's really good. Give or take. Stuck a pan in the tube. Yeah. Well, you know, also, I was watching somebody actually undo the bottom of their tube. I'm going to get paint all over me if I do. But they actually undid the bottom of their tube and they cleared out what was left in the tube. And I never really thought to do that because I thought I was pretty good about squeezing my tubes. But they went nuts and they actually painted a whole painting out of the bottom. So I suppose if you really wanted to get obsessive with this kind of stuff, you could, right? So the ones that are in here is a beautiful cad yellow. I noticed that their cad yellow does lean very orange. Even in the swatch, it's a very, very bright. So to me, if I were comparing brands, I don't have my, do I have my brand compare here? Let's see. If I were just looking at any old swatch sheet, I would think that this was more, I don't know, like a cad orange, you know, somewhere like that, rather than cad yellow. So it is leaning more. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have some lemon yellow on hand, just because I don't have any more Mary Blues. I only have this set. The next is Quinn Lake, and Quinn Lake to me looks very violet. It's really quite striking. So I am going to keep a more pink leaning, like a little pink. Yeah. Maybe like opera pink to mix in it, or like some carmine by Schminke. I always have these kind of like this little set sitting by my side here with various colors that I like to use for mixing. Then green gold is supposedly one that makes tremendously beautiful greens. So we're going to make our own greens today. And ultramarine, of course, is like, you know, you have to have the ultramarine. Now, when I was painting the ultramarine, it is lovely. I mean, literally the ultramarine and the Payne's gray here, I almost would say, looking at the way they dry, these might be my favorite. Now, I haven't yet compared them to the other ones, right? I have to get them all out and compare them. So we'll do that on another video. But, oh my gosh, I literally think these are my new 2 favorite ultramarines and Payne's gray. And that's to say a lot because I have so many here. But I just like the moody kind of look of it, you know? So I'm just going to take a nice Neptune Princeton flat wash brush. And we're just going to start putting some of this color into my pan here. So I'm just putting it in the mixing area, and we're just going to kind of play with it a little bit just for fun. We're going to let them kind of mix into each other. Ooh, I didn't rinse that out very well, but that's okay. It's so pigmented, it's going to take over anyway. This Quinn Lake is something that is beautiful. So if you notice, I'm actually giving myself a lot of room. Need a little more water. And you can see how they immediately travel. So that's one thing about this beautiful watercolor, is that it does go a little bit nuts. And I want to see how it plays with the other ones up here. So we're just going to give it a little bit, because this is a very strong color. And whenever you're dealing with any kind of quinacridone, you should mix it with the other colors on the palette just to see what it does. As you can tell, these are very, very wet, very, very sticky paints, because they have, I believe they have honey probably in them. They are the texture of M-gram. Kind of the texture of Mission Gold as well. Isn't that a beautiful magenta? Yeah, it's really pretty. So this is that green gold. And as you can tell, this one stays put. It does not have a quest like the quinacridone and the cad yellow. The quinacridone and the cad yellow are just like, they're playing on their own here off on the side. They don't want to talk to any of us. So I'm going to put my ultramarine next to this beautiful quinacridone lake. Does anybody have the M-gram quinacridone set? I was looking at it the other day and thinking maybe, I don't know. I kind of promised myself, because it's my birthday month next month, that I would get some new watercolors, which is what you're seeing the product of now. But I need to stop because I already got a lot. Oh, wow. Look at that green. Okay. Yes, it does make beautiful greens. Wow. Really pretty. Look at that gorgeous green. I need to rinse my colors. Now, these are so pigmented that literally my water's already dirty. Beautiful though, huh? So let's start wiping this off on my cloth. And this lovely Payne's Gray. It is so pretty. It literally leans blue. Now, a lot of times what happens with Payne's Gray is they're like a mix. The Payne's Gray is a mix. And what I look for are kind of like one pigment Payne's Grays, you know, because one of the things that happens is they dry kind of like icky, you know, like if they're mixed too much or they have black in them, it can take over my mixes. It can take over my palette. And also it can dry really dusty. And I don't like that. I really don't. So I find that it's hard for me to find Payne's Grays that I really like or neutrals. So I usually mix them myself. But I love the way this one is. It is so pretty. Look at the color. It's beautiful. And it plays really well with this ultramarine. So all I kept thinking was that I wanted to start painting with this, because look at this gorgeous purple that mixing the Payne's Gray, the ultramarine, and a little bit of that magenta, or not magenta. I'm going to call it magenta all day. Quinn Lake, because it reminds me a lot of magenta. Isn't that beautiful? So beautiful. And then how it plays next to this beautiful green. I'm going to keep working them. Supposedly, these single pigment sets will not go muddy, which, you know, I know is going to surprise you, but they have a beautiful transparency. So I'm able to lift. You see how I'm lifting this green gold? This is the green gold. I'm lifting that back and I'm getting a beautiful highlight here just with clean water. So I'm going through and I'm just kind of lifting off some of the paint and brightening things up. I noticed that Quinn Lake does dry more like violet leaning, but right now I have it lifted to more of a quinacridone rose color. Let's see if it just goes darker again after it starts to dry. So that's what I'm kind of looking for here. I'm really testing the colors, and I keep this on the bottom of my page because I just want to see how they play together before I actually start painting with them. So I'll kind of know what I need to keep away from each other to be able to get the look that I'm thinking of, you know? And if anything can lift, like say you just want a little more transparency and the color's gone down a little bit too much, you know, you can lift it, you can combine it. I like this, like, this is an interesting like wine shade that the cad yellow makes. Again, I still feel like this is a great introductory set. It's beautiful and it makes some really nice moody shades. They palette well together. I would still look to go, yeah, I do have an Instagram account at Jacqueline Jack's Artist. I have one at Jacqueline Jack's too, but I also have an art account. So go and say hi there and I'll follow you back. Hopefully you have some pretty pictures or something I can look at too. So I am going to keep some brighteners on hand, which I do in my mixing palette here. What I keep is I keep this Schminke palette of just mixing, like lemon yellow. There's some green in my yellow. There's May green in here. There's a cad yellow, which is a much brighter yellow than the cad yellow that they have here. A little opera pink, which is a fugitive, but I use it as a brightener. Carmine pink is also my brightener. Quin gold. And there is a transparent green gold, which would be kind of interesting to see what this was like compared to the other one. You know, I didn't really think, I mean, the green gold by Schminke is nice. It's nothing like, I don't know, it's nothing too special. It just has a really even transparent color, right? So I tend to use it a lot in my mixes because it mixes well, but it doesn't really, it's kind of like middle of the road. It doesn't really lean, especially in any direction. Now let's take the one that is by Maimeriblu. Maimeriblu has more of a texture. I don't have my pigment information either. Oh, they're very close. They're really close. Actually, I don't know that I can really tell them apart. So you can easily mix that. But I use this for mixing, and actually I do mix greens with it. So there you go. What are you saying? It started off as a childish excitement of being first to comment, then I sort of went along with it. It's great to see you. I'm glad you're here. Oh, I see. You guys are talking about, yeah. I don't know if I'm not following you guys on Instagram. I definitely have an Instagram account, so go find me. And when you follow or leave me a comment or something, I can follow you back. You ended up buying the M gram Quin set. Oh, good. Oh, as individual tubes. Interesting. Beautiful magentas. Is there like anything in the M gram quinacridone set that stands out to you? Because I really love quinacridone colors. And when I have some colors coming in from Sennelier, like all the reds. And I almost ordered all of the reds in White Night. And then I just kind of stopped because there was just so much watercolor all at once coming to me. And I was like, you know, I need to just kind of focus on one at a time. Otherwise, it's just going to pile up in the studio, you know? Okay, so this is beautiful. So the introduction shade is a very muted look. I do know that if I add some brighteners, and remember, I did lighten this so that I could go back and do a little glazing. So I wanted to see how the glazing would go. And it looks like it goes lovely as it dries. You can definitely glaze it up and get even more color. Kind of neat that they gave you like an orange shade instead of the yellow. But I guess because this green gold, if it's really light, it does lean yellow and it mixes your greens. So the whole idea of this palette is just very moody. It's like I want to, it's like a grown-up watercolor palette, right? For serious artists. It's not like baby colors. No comic books here. This is moody. This is like really pretty, incredibly intense. So you can see as I continue to glaze here, I get that wine color if I glaze the two, then you can keep brightening them up very, very easily. All right, guys, so if you have no more questions, let's get to painting, because that's enough swatching. It's time to paint and see what I come out with. I'm pretty excited. It's going to be interesting. Let's turn on some tunes and have a good time. I hope you guys are going to paint with me as well.
I won't share my world with no other girl. I don't want to waste my time. And you trust in me, even when we went through crazy times. There ain't no precious jewel more valuable than you. I give you everything I own. What good are all these carrots if you're not here to share it? You make it feel like home. Without you I'm hopeless, 'cause you've got my heart forever. Don't stress, we'll get through the storm together. You bring the lightning, I bring the thunder. You cast a spell that I'm falling under. No matter what, girl, you'll be my number one. If I take the wheel, then you're riding shotgun. Bonnie and Clyde, babe, I know I got one. No matter what, girl, you'll be my number one. Number one, number one, number one, number one. Oh, na 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 na. Oh, na 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 na. Oh, na 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 na. You'll be my number one. Na 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 na. You bring the lightning, I bring the thunder. You cast a spell that I'm falling under. No matter what, girl, you'll be my number one. If I take the wheel, then you're riding shotgun. Bonnie and Clyde, babe, I know I got one. No matter what, girl, you'll be my number one. And I'll be your number one. Plucking my guitar, all I hear is weeping. Bullet through your head, bullet through my heart. Started out so sweet, life can make you sour. The hallway in our home is stretched out for forever. Sat behind you while in class, stolen sentences and laughs. I once knew you more than that. Set the table, serve your lunch, have a seat, the only one in the cafeteria.
This is the Princeton wash brush 1/2 inch. I actually have it in the 3/4, the 1/2, and I have the Aqua Elite one on hand too. And then this is the Escoda versus Teal size 10. My favorite all-time brush is always on hand, and the smaller version of it, which is the size 4. I can give you links for it.
Talk to the world, you hold up a boulder. Keep on looking at the demon on your shoulder. I sent up a prayer under neon lights. so far to the middle of nowhere, searching for answers in the wind, blowing on my naked skin in the juniper forest. Clutch the handle of the locked cathedral door.
Thank you so much. Oops.
Told you once that I was scared to lose myself again, and you said that it was okay, it would not be like that. When I met you, you said you never lie, and then I said that's okay, that's fine. So why do I still feel the same? Stuck, I'm losing it, I'm losing a part of me. I'm so sick of believing it, I don't know what to say. I'm stuck, I'm losing it, I'm losing a part of me. I'm so sick won't stay because of my fear. I'm losing it, I'm losing a part of me. I'm so sick of living it. I don't know what to say. I'm stuck, I'm losing it, I'm losing a part of me. I'm so sick of living it all over again. It's all like me, it's all like me, it's all like me, it's all like me. I am stuck.
Deathly deep darkness in the middle of the night, soundless and lifeless, a restless quiet, and with a spark, music left a mark. Infinity was lit, there's no holding on to time. Give me hope, give me time, give me everything on your mind. Ain't it something that can untie you while you're feeling your inner bind? Give me hope, give me time, give me everything on your mind. I just wanna know where you're dreaming. There's no holding on to time. No holding, no holding. There's no holding on, holding. There's no holding, holding. Give me hope, give me time, give me everything on your mind. Ain't it something that can untie you while you're feeling your inner bind? Give me hope, give me time, give me everything on your mind. I just wanna know where you're dreaming. There's no holding on to time. I told you words don't reach you. Time, it holds you, it holds you. Holding on to time. I told you words don't reach you. Time, it holds you, it holds you.
Thank you. It's great music, huh? These are some talented artists we have on the shows.
Storms will come and we'll be ready. But if
I paint to our shows all the time. It's like the most relaxing environment.
till we lose sunlight, go somewhere far and look at the stars. Take our time and unwind. We all need it sometimes. When you're with me,
we carry can be so heavy if you ever need to leave. We can drive till we lose sunlight, go somewhere far and look at the stars, take our time and unwind. We all need it sometimes. When you're with me, everything will be alright. Yeah, the sunset looks nice in your eyes. Let it go, relax your mind. We got nothing here but time. You're never alone. If it takes all night, we can drive till we lose sunlight, go somewhere far and look at the stars, take our time and unwind. We all need it sometimes. When you're with me, everything will be alright.
It's been a long time. We both fight the same fight, and I'm tired. Turn on the light. I'm afraid of the night, and I'm tired. We both put our hearts across the line that was drawn, and now we're intertwined.
Okay, let's take a look at it, shall we? I think I represented all the colors. I was trying to.
Stand in my doorway, call out to me. I'll keep you a secret if you want, baby. Underneath crying skies, hide in your waterfall eyes, and I will warn you. I understand that love is pain. I'll hold you close and do the ache, 'cause I only want you. We roll down roaring fields. Tell me, is this real? Stand in my doorway, call out to me. I'll keep you a secret if you want, baby. I see you dancing with your ghosts. You're the missing piece of my soul. I know it scares you to come out of the shadows, but I'll hold your hand and won't let you go. Walking there along the beach, waters I have never seen. Scream your secrets to the breeze. I'm the picture on your home screen. We roll down roaring fields. Tell me, is this real? Stand
captured. You're a dream if I ever knew it.
I think the colors play really nicely together. They're very pretty.
I've been waiting on an earthquake to wake me up from this dream. It's gonna have to be a big shake to take you away from me. If the earth does tremble, hope it's only a little and you
All right,
still
would you buy this set? I think it's fun. The only one I added to it was Opera Rose. I just added a little bit of opera
I will love you
just to make it really pop with the color.
sound. I'll adore you till stars fall down.
All right, that's it, Dave. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a good day.
Adore you till stars fall down. Always looking for the big wave to sweep me away from you. It's gonna have to cause a huge wake to keep you out of my view. If the tides crash over, hope it's only a swallow when you're still in next to me. I will be in this forever or as long as you want me to